longevity lifestyle designers. This is Zach here with secretsoflongevity.com, and I'm in a hot tub here. It's late at night and I want to shoot a video outside in this, and I hope it turns out well. I've got the light on me, so you should be able to see me a little bit at least. And yeah, this is the last evening of my trip out west, sort of a family thing, vacation. We're out in Point Roberts, just south of Tsawwassen, which is just south of Vancouver. In BC. Point Roberts is actually Washington. It's across the state, or the border, but it's entirely separate from the mainland U.S., and the only way to get to it is through Canada. It's an interesting little sort of offshoot there. Anyways, I wanted to talk to you about my intro music. Since I put it up a few weeks ago, I guess it's a little over a month ago, when I made that switch to the new logo and the new intro music. I've had a lot of varying comments. Most people seem to like it or enjoy it or don't have a problem with it. There's been a few people who are just sort of surprised by it and not sure what to make of it. Some people said they were a little put off by it in various ways, whether that was it frightened them or they just hadn't heard anything like that before. It was just bizarre sounding, I guess. I wanted to first describe what was going on in it. First of all, I created it. I did both vocal parts, and then I have a little bowl that I rung 4 times in the first part, and then once at the end, of course. So I recorded that. And yeah, those are both examples of throat singing, or making sounds that most people wouldn't be able to make in regular singing. And the low guttural sound is actually technique that is used in Tibetan Buddhism when they're saying various mantras, and the mantra I'm saying is the one for Buddha Amateus. So Buddha Amateus is sort of known as the long life Buddha, but he also embodies infinite light, which in that sense can be thought of as longevity because it's infinite, all never-ending, all pervasive. And he's also known as the Buddha of eternal life. So it's a little bit more than just longevity and health. It's actually like radical life extension that we're talking about here. And the concept of that in Buddhism is that that is our state that we could eventually get to, if not get to right here in this lifetime. But it also refers to various parts of the self that they believe are eternal or immortal. So by becoming aware of those and working on those attributes, you do increase your natural health, as per the Buddhist philosophy. So when you're purifying your mind and body through these practices, basically any practice from any esoteric tradition, it's going to have an effect on your physical health and longevity. And there's actually 3 Buddhas that are known for their longevity properties. I just saw a shooting star. That was very cool. Anyways, they are Amateus, White Tara, and so the Buddha Amateus mantra, I'll say each mantra, is Om Ama Rani Jivan Taye Soha. And I've just got that on the screen there that you can read if you want to practice with that or just look into that. The White Tara mantra is Om Tara Tu Tare Ture Svaha. And the third one has escaped me. It's a bit of a complicated name, but I'll post the name of that Buddha and then the mantra if you want to learn that one as well. I've worked mostly with White Tara and Buddha Amateus. Hope this light is working here. My arm's getting a little tired. And yeah, I've always been very drawn to Tibetan Buddhism, having worked in a martial arts style that originated on the border of Tibet and China. There was some Tibetan influence in that martial art, and also the meditation practices. And then, yeah, I just naturally came upon the deep voice chanting when I was studying or preparing to go to school for music. And then I eventually backed out of that and began to pursue health more vigorously. That was a number of years ago. So the deep throat chant was originally, I guess, come across. The exact history isn't completely known, but one theory is that it helps keep the mantras secret, or at least at the time it was helping keep them secret from people that might hear them chanting. They didn't want them stealing and misusing those mantras. So by doing it in that voice, the outsiders that would come into Tibet wouldn't understand what it was they were saying or wouldn't be able to emulate them. And it was originally thought of that there was the one monk, and he had a dream one night in which this low rumble that sounded like a tiger growling came up in his dream, and when he awoke he was able to do this. So it just sort of came onto him suddenly. And I wouldn't say a similar experience, but it was very much something that just suddenly happened in my life. I had been interested in hearing that type of singing. I sort of tried to do it and I couldn't, and I was sick with a really bad sore throat for about 2 weeks when I was living in a big city, which ended up being not good for me, and I ended up moving back to sort of my area of Guelph. And but right before I left, after realizing this, my sore throat started to clear up, and I was in the shower just sort of like trying to clear my throat, and I noticed my voice could do this sound like pretty much all of a sudden out of the blue. So I'll just give a brief demonstration of it. I've done videos on it in the past, and I'll link to this one. It's the Medicine Buddha mantra. That's just another mantra you could use should you wish to work with that energy. And I would strongly recommend not trying to emulate it. I just have to put it out there because people have harmed their voice trying to do it. The other area of the world where it's done quite a bit is Mongolia and that region of Asia. They do throat singing of this type. Hey, we'll get back to the main topic of this video in just one moment. I have to say that if you're a regular subscriber, perhaps you're just watching my videos on an intermittent basis, or maybe you just came across this one video this one time, but you're liking what I'm saying, in which case I definitely recommend hitting the subscribe button above. I would definitely appreciate any contribution you're able to make, whether it's through a phone consultation you set up with me, a donation directly to me, or purchasing products through the affiliate links I have listed on my site or below my videos. Specifically below this video, when you click the drop down box, I've got affiliates for a variety of companies I highly recommend and which I use the products from on a regular basis. You've seen me feature them in videos in the past. And yeah, if those suit your fancy, by all means look into them. Otherwise, there's, like I said, the other options there below the video as well. If you want to get to this page from somewhere other than YouTube, you click the little button in the bottom right hand corner there, has the YouTube logo, and it opens up a new tab in your browser where you can get to those links. So with that, we're going to get back to the video, and I wholeheartedly appreciate any contribution you're able to give to me. But it's more done in a folk singing type of way as opposed to a devotional mantra or prayer type of fashion that's done in Tibetan Buddhism. So the difference is they're working more on the sounds they make being very precise and in a specific pattern like a song, as opposed to being more focused on the intent, which is the case with the Buddhist chanting practices. So this is what it sounds like. So I haven't warmed up, but you can see it's very easy for me to just fall into that, whereas some people that want to do that, they'll work on it, and it takes time to build up to be able to do that. Some people will never get it, and it's mostly men that are able to do that. Most women don't learn how to do that, but I have seen women that can do that. And also they use that technique nowadays in certain styles of metal, heavy metal, or death metal, or anything like that, black metal. And so there was a few comments about, was that some excerpt from some black metal song or something? And while I used to be involved in that kind of music, I was a drummer in a few bands, I'm not a very big fan of that type of music at this point in my life, just because of the negativity generally associated with it. Although the musicianship is definitely, there's a lot of talent that can be seen in some of these groups, and I do listen to them on occasion. But yeah, that's not what my channel's about, is spreading any kind of message of evilness or darkness like that. And the other thing was the overtone chanting, which you heard in my original intro, and I have that in the new one too. I did a re-recording of that. And that's another technique, so quite different. I've heard about it being in Tibetan Buddhism as a tradition, but I haven't heard specific reference to that or heard pieces or chants that would have used that. But what it's used in quite a bit is in this Mongolian throat singing. So a lot of people sort of in New Age movements and things like that are using it just for a spiritual cleansing type of purpose, and it's great for that. It's very opening, and one teacher I used to have would say that it was the perfect remedy for depression, and I think that's true. It's very, you can't do that for very long and stay sad. It's a very uplifting feeling to be able to do this and to learn it. And I'll do a video actually on it about the technique behind it in the future, near future, because that is something that's safe for people to try to do. Had to get that arm rest there. So that technique is more based on harmonics and creating the right shape in your mouth, between your tongue and the roof of your mouth and your teeth, to create several harmonics that sound almost flute-like, that sound like they're coming from almost from above, almost like outside of your body, but they are happening from inside your mouth. It doesn't do it justice to do it on film, but you'll kind of get the sense of it. People who have done this too in person or in front of definitely can tell that it's not an annoying sound. The few people I've met that have been annoyed by it are usually going through something in their life. I had one friend that could not stand it, and they, at that time in their life, they were in a very difficult place, to say the least. And I'll just leave it at that. Anyways, I'll demonstrate it here right now as well. And again, I'm not warmed up. I could do that much more intensely, and I'll do that in a future video. But yeah, I just wanted to sort of explain the meaning behind those things and the purpose for them being in my intro, because I seem to get sort of a continual stream of inquiries about that. Yeah, so don't be freaked out about it. It might be different from what you've ever heard before, but it's not malevolent. It's not something that is related to black magic, as a few people have suggested. But yeah, just enjoy it. If you don't like it, just turn my videos down at the start. And with that, I'll be putting more videos up in the near future, better, with more research behind them. I've been away on vacation, so this has been the extent of what I've been able to do. So with that, take care and embrace life without limits.